Hi, boys and girls. We are going to continue our Easter story, and today we're going to talk about Jesus' crucifixion and his arrest and what all that entailed and how important that story is as a part of the Easter story. Jesus had done many miracles and taught about the truth of God. He had told the people that he was the Messiah and the Son of God. Many of the Jewish leaders were very angry because they did not believe Jesus was who he said he was. And they were afraid that Jesus was gaining too many followers. And maybe they would lose their jobs, their popularity, their authority, and maybe even their country. Because they were afraid and angry, they looked for a way to kill Jesus. Judas, the disciple who turned against Jesus, had arranged for Jesus' arrest and said that he would signal who Jesus was by giving him a kiss. Judas then led the group of Jewish leaders and soldiers to the place where Jesus was praying with several of his disciples. He kissed Jesus, and the soldiers grabbed Jesus to take him as their prisoner. One of the disciples had a sword with him, so he took the sword and struck a servant of the high priest, cutting off the man's ear. Jesus touched the servant's ear and healed him. Jesus saw the hearts of the Jewish leaders. "Why are you treating me like a robber?" he asked. "I was with you every day in the temple, teaching the people about God, and yet you never arrested me because my people were watching. You came here at night to arrest me. You have done what the holy men for so long ago said you would do." After Jesus was led away, his disciples left him and they all ran off. Then Jesus was taken to the high priest of the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate. The Jewish leaders demanded that Jesus be crucified, which means to be put to death on a cross. They wanted Jesus killed, even though Jesus had done nothing wrong. Pontius Pilate allowed the Roman soldiers to whip Jesus and to beat him. After the soldiers made Jesus wear a crown of thorns and a purple robe, then they made Jesus carry his cross until they forced the man to carry it for him. He was nailed to the cross at the place called Golgotha, and he was hung between two men. A Roman guard stood by. When Jesus knew that his work on earth was done, he said, "It is finished," and then he died. One of the soldiers cut Jesus aside with a spear, proving to those around that he was truly dead. And Joseph, a disciple of Jesus, offered to bury Jesus in a new tomb. Joseph and Nicodemus and other followers of Jesus brought spices and wrapped the body of Jesus in a grave clothes to begin to prepare for burial. Together, they laid Jesus in the tomb. So that is the day that Jesus died. He was killed and he hung on a cross. And um, he did that for us. Now, that's not the end of the story. Many of you know what will continue as we continue our Easter story, but know that it doesn't end there, that Jesus has a plan and that God has sent his son to the world to do something great, not just to die, but to live a life that meant something so much more. I pray that as we continue this Passion Week that you focus on what God has for you. Remember that that story about his death is so much more than just a story. It's a true life event that happened, and he did it so that he could save you. So if you're unsure about what that is, talk to mom and dad more. Jesus came to die on the cross for you and for me, and it's the greatest story in history.